Okay, I'm recording.
Yeah, as soft composite SCP-682 English branch.
Okay, cool. I'm just using Lord Drakkon. My premise is that Lord Drakkon does not lose to SCP-682.
And my premise is that Lord Drakkon, I mean, wait, why? What? Can you explain?
Are you going to give your premise first or no?
No, I will
No,
explain
no.
my
Give your
premise.
premise. Give your premise. Then we can move on to justification,
Okay,
which is how debate.
my my premise is that SCP-682 would win against Lord Drakkon.
Okay, do you agree that the two characters we are debating are fictional? Kiyo,
Uh, no.
you do not agree to that. So you are saying essentially that these characters are real.
I mean,
Can you prove this to be the case?
well, hold on. Hold on. Um,
Oh, by the way, do you want to agree on burden of rejoinder?
wait, hold on. Wait, what you said?
Do you want to agree on burden of rejoinder?
Like before that.
I said, do you agree that these characters that we are debating are fictional?
Oh, my bad, man. And my headphones are bad. So like, yeah, they are fictional.
Okay, and do you agree that we are a dimension above fictional characters?
Or slash over fiction, like,
Dimension
um,
above fictional characters.
hmm. Well, no, because like we're qualitatively superior to them on many levels. So like we're
Yes,
not like not dimensions above them.
yes, they are. They lack one spatial coordinate. We are one spatial coordinate above them. Do you agree to that? We are
They don't they don't lack, you know.
spatial coordinate. Yes or no? That we have.
Mm, could you repeat yourself?
What? I said they
Could
lack
you?
a spatial coordinate that we have. We have one spatial
Well,
coordinate
hold on. Wait, hold
of
on,
them.
Drakkon. Let me stop you right there. They don't lack. They just have less qualities than us. More precisely, we're
But
more real than them.
I'm just saying that we have one more spatial coordinate than they do. Yes or no? We have three spatial coordinates. They have two.
Hold on.
Here's
That's wrong. Because no, let me explain. Let me
Can you
explain.
tell me? Can you tell me how I'm wrong?
Hold up. Let me explain. Um, what you just said is wrong because spatial coordinates are real within our framework. They are all
Yes.
real because they define their own space.
Yes. Okay. Now let me go over this again. You agree that one. Okay. Let's go over how spatial coordinates work. Zero spatial coordinates. That is a point, correct? Something that cannot move whatsoever. It is just a point that exists.
Zero spatial coordinate is not a point.
Yes, it is. That is how that works.
Why do
Do
you
I?
think it is?
Okay, you asked me to prove this. Okay, okay. Give me 1 second.
Also, before you actually start, zero spatial coordinates can be like any finite or infinite amount of points that don't exceed
No,
two
that's not
boundaries.
how that works. If you actually knew how spatial coordinates work, you would know that one spatial coordinate is
Hold
just a point.
up.
Zero, no, sorry, zero spatial coordinates is a point. One spatial coordinate is a line. These have to be, this is just how this works. The more it builds up, the more a person or a thing can move.
Mm.
You agree
So
to that? Fictional
hold
characters,
on.
hold on. Fictional characters can only move up and down, left and right. Yes or no? They cannot move back and forth like us.
Well, like
Just answer the question. Yes or no?
mm, fictional characters move up and down, move right and left. Give me a second to think about this.
Bro's getting the ChatGPT consultation.
No, I'm not.
Hmm? Yep.
I'm not. Hmm. Well, like I think like they don't um move up and down and left and right. Like they move in like a circle or something. Not
No.
like
No.
like
What? Hold on. When we look at how spatial dimensions work, you are adding uh when you add a dimension, it turns more into a square or a cube every time you add a dimension. When you start with zero spatial coordinates, it is simply a dot on a it's just a dot. When you add one, that is when it becomes a line. When you add two, that is when it becomes a square. That is when they can move up, down, left, and right. When they're line, they can only move left and right. A when they're a point, they can't move. And when you add another spatial coordinate, you get a cube, which is what we are able to move it. We can move up, down, left, right, back and forth, because we have
but
spatial
like hold on. Um, because the spatial dimension, the spatial coordinate of 1D is R1, which specifically contains uncountably infinite points, namely precisely the cardinality
yes,
of
yes,
the
yes.
continuum.
Hold on. However,
0D is anything before
they,
this.
hold on. They contain a uncountably infinite of like one dimensional dimension. That's simply just how that works. It is uh they just simply a line. What are you not getting about this? Like it is one special spatial dimension.
I think you,
To
I
move,
think your mic cut down.
huh?
Well, you know what?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna
Okay,
send
so
it.
let me hold on. Let me speak. Let me
Hold
speak.
on. I'm gonna send a source in general.
Let me speak. Okay,
Do you
so
agree to Wikipedia being a valid source?
hold on. Let's see what it is. Um, method. Well, like, points aren't like 0D, right? They're a measurement of infinitesimal space.
What are you
0D?
talking about? No, what?
Wait,
Are you talking about like singular spatial dimensions? Or are you just talking about straight up points? Because I already established that to be the case.
hmm, well,
Do you agree
okay.
to Wikipedia being a valid source? Yes or no?
Well, like, um,
Do you agree to Wikipedia being a valid source? Just answer.
and could you repeat that? Because, like,
Do you
your
agree to Wikipedia being a valid source?
zero isn't a point that's a common misconception.
What are you talking about? Okay, hold on. You need a spatial dimension to move, yes or no?
You need what?
You need a spatial dimension to move, yes or no? Without spatial dimensions, we would not be able to move. Simple as that. Yes or no?
Yes, and time dimension.
With one spatial dimension, you are able to move in a line. If you don't have any spatial dimension, you are not able to move. That is why you are a point in just in space, because you cannot move whatsoever.
That's just
Now, will you answer my question? Do you agree to Wikipedia being a valid source? Yes or no?
hold on.
You dodging my
You're
question.
assuming like that 0D is a point with no other backing.
You keep dodging my question. Do you agree to Wikipedia being a valid source? Yes or no?
Wikipedia being a valid source?
Yes.
Mm, Let me think. Give me some moment. Give me some minutes to think. Wikipedia being a valid source. Mm, hmm. This is already taking so long.
It is a simple yes or no question.
Yeah, it's a valid source.
You agree to it being a valid source? Okay. So then you agree to my point, because Wikipedia backs up my point.
Hold on. So
You already agreed to Wikipedia being a valid source.
hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. So
Hold
you're assuming that
on,
0D is a point with no other backing. 0D
hold on.
isn't a point.
You
Hmm?
just agreed to Wikipedia being a valid source, so you just
Like,
conceded
where's the oh
point
my
because
god,
you just
oh my
conceded
god.
to my source. Now, since we are 3D, this would mean that
What does it tell me that it's a point?
what?
What does it tell me that it's a point? I mean, like, when does
No,
it tell me, like,
right?
when does it tell me that it's a point?
Hold on, I can copy and paste it. Give me one
Show
second.
me, hold on, show me the scan of Wikipedia saying it's a point specifically, a singular point.
I
Show me.
just said I will send the scan of it. Right here.
Let's see. Let's see. Devastatingly bad. What?
Right, cool. I just sent it in scans.
In mathematics, the dimension of an object is, roughly speaking, the number of the
As it
number.
said, point is 0.
Reading it. In mathematics, the dimension of an object is, roughly speaking, the number of degrees of freedom of a point that moves an object. In other words, the dimension is the number of independent parameters or coordinates that are needed for defining the position. Okay, so hold on, let me
So you agree to this since you already agreed to it.
hold on.
So you inherently agree to this. If you were to contend this, you would be backtracking, essentially.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Can you repeat yourself?
Why was it deleted? Who just deleted that? I said oh no, it wasn't deleted. Okay. I said that since you already,
So
hold on. You already agreed to Wikipedia being a valid source. So if you were to contend what Wikipedia says,
hold up. Let me
you would be
explain.
backtracking You would be backtracking essentially,
Let me explain.
going off what Wikipedia says here, and we already
Oh
established
my
it's
god.
about
Let
force.
me. Okay. So 0D isn't a point. 0D is Hausdorff space that can contain more than one point.
Hold on, Kiyo. So you're just ignoring what I said. You're ignoring what I said.
No, I was telling you. Oh my god. Okay. Let's repeat yourself, bro. Holy shit.
I already said that Wikipedia states that 0D is a point in space. If you disagree with this, you are inherently backtracking because you agreed that Wikipedia is a valid source.
That's literally Wikipedia. Hello?
Yes, and as it says, hold on, I will send it again. I will send it again. It says in mathematics, which I mentioned are from physics and mathematics.
I sent scans, brother.
Set theory. Da, 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 da,
Hold on, hold on.
da, 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 da. Yeah, but we are talking about spatial dimensions here. Spatial dimensions
Wait.
is this. Like, where does it say spatial dimensions here?
Hold on. Let me fix my mic real quick. Okay, can you speak now?
We are talking about in physics and mathematics here, and spatial dimensions to be exact. Where does it
Okay, so
say?
the scan
Where
I
does it
just sent you. Let me
wait,
speak. Drakkon.
it
Let me
does
speak.
say in where does it say
Let me
spatial
speak.
dimensions
Okay.
in your scan? Where does it say it?
Okay, Drakkon, let me see. So the scan I sent you, it specifically tell you that 0 is a topological dimensions with finite to finite covering dimension. Specifically finite. It doesn't specify a point.
I'm going to ask again. Where does it say spatial dimensions in your scan? Because we are discussing spatial dimensions here.
Well, what?
Oh my god. I said, where does it say spatial dimensions in your scans?
Uh, so like, hmm, well, you know that you were like that what was I going to say?
Do you want to go to conclusions?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, dimensions like so as I was saying like so dimensions by space are like defined by math or like specifically dimensions in R.
I'm asking, where
Your
does
s-
it say
your
spatial
spatial
dimensions
dimension.
in your scan? And that when we're discussing spatial dimensions specifically,
Hold on.
where
Let me
does
speak. Let me
it say
speak. Let me
spatial
speak. Let me
dimensions
speak.
in your scan?
That's literally okay. Let me speak. So that's spatial dimensions. They're defined by R.
Do you
Your
agree?
spatial
Hold on,
dimension
hold on, hold on, hold on. Do you agree that like dimensions can refer to
R is
numerous things? Dimension has numerous definitions here.
wait, hold on. Picture. Hold on. So it's like physical dimensions are like defined by R, which stands for
Answer
like
my question.
real
Answer my
because they're
question.
manifold.
Hold on, Q. Answer my question.
Hold on. Repeat yourself.
Do you agree that dimensions can have numerous definitions?
Hmm. Let's see this. Hmm. Do I agree
Dimensions
there?
and space, to be exact. Both can have
Okay,
numerous
yeah,
definitions.
but like with like given context. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So now, so now, now that we've established that space and dimensions can have numerous definitions, where does it say spatial dimensions? Because we need that clarification. Otherwise, we can say that it's just simply talking about another uh, definition
Yeah,
here.
but like, did you heard what I just said? I said, yeah, but with given context. Did you heard that?
No, no.
Yeah, that's what basically what I said. But yeah, but with given
What
context.
context are you talking about here?
No, like so if like I answered your question, I said, but with yeah, like I agreed with your answer, like I agree with your question, but with given context. So the current context right now is about spatial dimensions, physical dimensions. These physical dimensions are in R, which stand for reals.
And it does not say that in the scan you sent.
Oh my God!
What you are saying is
Let me repeat
nowhere
myself,
in the
Drakkon.
scan you sent.
Drakkon.
What you're saying is nowhere in the scan you sent. So once again,
This is because reals start with 1D, because reals are uncountable.
hold on. Here, I already sent my scan that establishes that dimensions can a
Hold up, hold
point
up.
is 0D.
So the scan I
Now,
said, it
and you have
explains
hold on,
that
hold on, hold on.
here.
The you have sent have no context. It has no spatial in the word next to the word dimension. So we can say that it's not referring to spatial dimensions because it could be referring to another dimension, and there is absolutely zero backup, zero proof backing up that it would be referring to spatial dimensions.
Hmm,
We are also completely going off topic here. The original point was, do you agree humans are 3D?
hold on. It's like the Wikipedia particle or article. It's like the definition. I don't know. I don't even know like what you're rambling about.
I didn't say that it was the definition. I said it's a valid source for when talking about spatial dimensions. And you
Okay,
agreed to that.
it's the Wikipedia source
Mhm.
because like we both agreed that it's a reliable source. You know.
Can you give a link to this so I can verify it?
What did you say?
Can you give a link to this so I can verify it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
This also still does not have the word spatial in it. Or
I
so
gave you the link.
packed fonts.
Did it. So like any dimensions don't have spatial dimensions because they're all just called spaces. Let me send you something. This is an example.
Yo, oh my god, you're not even reading your own source.
Excuse me? What?
Yo, what does it say at the bottom of that source? A graphical illustration of a zero-dimensional space is a point.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Hold
I just sent it. You're not even reading your own sources.
up. Hmm.
We have also gotten very strong off topic. Would you like to go back onto the original topic, which was whether or not
Wait, hold on. Repeat yourself.
I said we have also gotten very far off topic. Would you like to go back onto the main original topic?
So hold on. Do you hold on before we go back? Let me tell you this. So a graphical is a point because finitely many points that are infinitesimal themselves are a point. A point
Your own
is
source
a
already
finite
contradicts
amount
you on
of
what you're
points
saying.
side by side because they're all finite. Graphical representation is graphical. That's it. Read the
Mhm.
context.
And I can say that,
It's just let me hold on, hold on. It's the same
hold
like saying because we can't graphic 4D, that means that 4D is actually 3D because we can graphic. That's not how that works.
hold on, Kiyo. I can say that that is what I was referring to because we never got into the semantics of my point. So I can use the what
Space or nil
that would
dimensional
still back
space
up my
is
point and contradict you. Now,
repeat yourself because
your
your mic
point
is cutting
oh,
out.
now. How would you like to go back on the main topic? Since as we just
I'm asking
established,
you to repeat yourself because of your mic. It was cutting out.
I can hold on, sorry, it's like hair in my mouth.
Also, can you read the definition precisely and not nitpick and
Hold on,
assume things directly of 0D?
say I can say that that has been my point the entire time because I never gave semantics as to what my point was referring to when I said that a point was 0D. So
Did you?
now we have to go back onto the main topic.
Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Dimension. Okay.
Either way,
Okay,
either
yeah,
way,
sure, let's go back to the main topic.
either way, your own source contradicts you. So, okay, now that we've
No, but
established,
no,
no, no,
hold
no,
on. But you like
no,
still refer to 0D as a solid.
hold on. You,
That's
good on the topic. So, as we've established, we are 3D, correct?
yeah.
And as we've established, Wikipedia, which is a source that you agreed is a valid source, would state that
Wait, hold on.
is what?
Uh, so like my bad for like saying this,
Hold on.
like, but like
We
we're
can say
not 3D
that.
because
Hold on,
we're
hold on.
more like
We can say that all of fiction is 2D, therefore our two characters are simply tied. They would be equal.
hold on. All of fiction is not 2D, you know?
Yes, yes, it is. We can say that all of fiction is 2D.
It's not 2D.
How it's not 2D? How is it not 2D? They're a dimension below us. They can only move up, down, left, and right. They have two spatial coordinates. How are they not 2D?
They're not. Oh my god.
You're not giving justification. You're not giving justification. Finish.
If they were, hold on, if they were a
Justification.
dimension below us, they would like, they
Hold on.
would be equally
You
as
agree to
real as us. That's
hold
just
on.
wrong.
Here. You agree to Wikipedia being a valid source, and as Wikipedia would state, since they can only move up, down, left, and right, they would be 2D, and they are a dimension below us. We are 3D.
You were like speaking really fast. You were like speaking really fast, and I could not track you. So like,
Oh my God. You agree to Wikipedia being a valid source, correct?
mm-hmm.
Wikipedia states that we are 2D. Or no, 3D. Sorry, 3D.
Okay, like,
Now,
yeah, but
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia doesn't
Hold
state
on.
that
Hold
fictional
on.
characters are 2D. You're arguing they're
That,
2D.
hold on.
Wikipedia is not backing you up. You're
It
assuming
does.
that
It
every
does.
character is
Hold
2D
on.
just
Hold on.
because we see
Hold
them
on.
as
Kyo,
that.
hold on,
When
Kyo,
they're not 2D
Kyo,
characters,
hold on,
would
Kyo.
when they're not 2D
They
characters
are
would
a
be equally
dimension
as real as us,
below us
which is not the
because they
case.
can only move up, down, left, right, which, as Wikipedia states, is 2D.
Oh my god. Look, look.
Do you agree to that? Since they can only move up, down, left, and right, can you prove? Can
It is
you
not you
show
up.
me that they can move back and forth?
Oh my god.
Can you
Then
show
I'm
me
gonna repeat
fictional
myself.
characters? Okay,
I'm
hold
gonna
on,
repeat myself.
hold on. Can you show me a fictional character can move back and forth instead of only up, down, left, and right?
I was trying to repeat myself and you put me on burden of proof.
Can you prove that? Yes or no? Can you show me?
Let me repeat myself, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so as I was saying that you are assuming that every character is 2D just because
Yeah.
we
There's a,
see them as that. When they're not 2D, characters would be equally as real as us, which is not the
hold on,
case.
hold on.
We have
Can you prove
we
that? Can you prove that they
oh
are
my
equally
oh my
as
god.
real as us when we are
No, we
3D?
we have qualities which are above them. That's what
Yes, yes.
defines us as
We have
superiors.
qualities above them. We are one spatial coordinate
That's not
above
how
them.
that
That
works. It
means
works
that
by
we are
that. But
2D.
with
Can
real,
you prove to me? Can you prove to me that they are equally as real as us when they only have two spatial coordinates?
well, 2D spaces are equally as real as we're
Can you
formed
prove
by
that? Can you
uncountably
prove
many
that?
2D
Can you
spaces.
prove that?
Okay, hold on. Wait, hold on. Which part are you referring to? Hold on, Drakkon. Which part are you referring to?
Are you tracking? I said, can you prove that they're equally as real as us?
We are as real as them, like fictional
Yes,
characters.
you said that. Can you prove that? You made that claim. So I'm asking you to prove it.
Okay, so like 2D spaces are like as I just said that saying that is like saying that our spaces that is for
I'm
our like
asking
our
you to
that
prove
our
this.
space that is
Hold
formed
on.
by uncountably many
I'm
infinite
asking
points
you to
is
prove
not
this.
real because it's
Kyo,
made of not
Kyo,
real points
you're
because
not
they're low
proving it. Kyo,
they're
you are
lower
not
dimensional
proving
than
it.
us.
Kyo, you are not proving it.
Oh my god. Please let me talk, Drakkon. Please
Kyo,
let me talk.
can you prove it? Can you actually prove it or not?
Let me explain. Okay, thank
No.
you.
Hold on. I don't care about your explanation. I'm looking for actual proof because you made a claim, and now I'm placing the burden upon you to actually prove your claim, and you are not doing that.
Hold on. But like, you do realize that I am
Yo, I'm
already
waiting. Kiyo, I'm waiting for actual proof.
okay. I was explaining my claim. You're talking over the explanation.
Hold on. Kiyo, you have the burden of proof on you. Yet
I
I'm
was
waiting
hold
for
on, hold
you
on.
to actually prove it
Let me explain.
instead of adding more claims.
I was explaining my claim. You're talking over the explanation.
Kiyo, explaining something isn't proof. Do you agree that people can lie? Do you agree that people can lie?
My God,
Do you
brother.
agree that people can lie?
I mean, like, yeah.
Okay, so then an explanation would not be valid because a person can lie. They can lie
Okay.
about their explanation.
All right. I said all right. Hello?
Yes, now I'm waiting for proof. Now I'm waiting for proof.
You're waiting for who?
I'm waiting for proof.
Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm looking for the link. Hold on. You think you can wait a bit so I can look for the link? So I can look for the.
I will give you 3 minutes.
You're giving me 3 minutes.
Yes, I will give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
But I don't like it. I say
That is a reasonable burden of proof time.
Hmm. So. Okay. I gave you the link in the scans channel. I think this is the wrong link. Let me delete it. Drakkon,
What?
this is like the wrong link I sent you.
Okay.
Delete it. Okay, thanks. All right. Here's my proofs.
That is the exact same link I sent before. And where does it say that they are equally as real as us?
All right. So, can you repeat this? Could you repeat yourself?
That is the exact same link as I sent before. Where does it say that they are equally, as real as us?
Hold on. Yeah, let me screenshot it real quick. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so like is it like dimensions or mathematical spaces?
Okay, and how does that prove your point? How does that back you up that they're equally as real as the argument as us?
Every dimension is embedded. They're all embedded. Embedded. They're all embedded within each other. Claiming that lower ones are not as real as ours. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, that claiming that lower ones are not as real as ours is claiming that the lower embedded dimensions are not real, which would collapse our 4D world.
So hold on. As we've established, 2D fictional characters are 2D. Yes or no?
What did you say?
Fictional characters are 2D. Yes or no?
They are not.
We established this. Okay,
I
why are they
already
not?
explained
Hold up.
why.
Why are they not 2D? Because they can only move up and down.
They're
Back and forth.
qualitatively lower
And
than us. I already explained
we
this.
already
You're
we already
not
established
track.
we already established before they can only move up down in up
Look,
and down
I
and
already
let's see,
explained why
we
they
already
are not
established
real.
they cannot
I
move
already
back and
explained
forth,
they are
which like how
qualitatively
a third
below
dimensional
us.
being
Like
can.
told
They
you,
cannot
that
move back
is
and forth
at
like
their
how a
world
third dimensional being
are real.
can, so they are not 3D. And
They can be
and
3D
we are
in their
3D.
own
We're
world.
3D. We're 3D. And if you're saying that, they're as real as us, why is it the case that we cannot interact with them? Why is that the case? If they are as like real and actualized in reality as
Okay,
we are,
so
why is it
as I
the
was
case that we
saying
cannot
that
interact with them? Why is it the
I
case that we cannot interact
I
with them?
actually was saying that they're qualitatively inferior. They're not as real as us. They're
Oh, so
3D
you
in their
concede.
own
So you
world.
conceded my point. So you conceded my point since you said that they are not as real as us. Cool.
Oh,
Yes. No. You just said that they are not as real as us. Therefore, you just conceded to my point.
Because you were making the claim that characters
No,
were
no, no, no.
you
You
couldn't back up
just
your
said Kiyo, Kiyo,
statement.
Kiyo, Kiyo. You just said that
You
they are not as
shut up
real as
and then moved on
you just
another
said
point.
they
You
are
could
not
not back up your
real.
statements.
So
You
use
could
it
not back up your
to
statements.
my point.
No, you could not back up your statements that
Let's
fictional.
go to judgment. Let's go to judgment. Let's go to judgment. Let's go to conclusion since you just conceded my point.
What? Wait,
You
what?
just conceded to my point, so let's go to
You
conclusions.
could not back up your claims. That
Yes, you did.
50
You.
2D.
Oh my, Theo. You said. Oh my God, Theo. You said that.
That's not how it
You said
works.
that
That's not how
TVs
it works,
are
man.
qualitatively inferior
Assuming
to
I
so they
conceded
are
to your point without
zero.
actually
You
explaining
they're
why.
not zero of us. You just conceded to that. So let's go to
Explain why.
judge.
Explain why.
But
Explain why. Right now.
you just conceded to that.
No, explain why specifically. Explain.
Explain why. Okay, I made the point that they are not as real as us. And after we had our whole back and forth, you said that they are qualitatively inferior to us in that they are not as real as us, which was my entire point. So you just conceded to that. Now can we get the judge? McLovin, are you
No,
still
because
here?
you assumed that
McLovin,
they
are you
were
still here?
2D, and that meant that
McLovin, are you
they
still
were
here?
not as
Yeah, I'm
real as
still
us.
here.
I debunked
Can we
that
get
2D is not real shit.
can you give
Now
judgment?
you're
Because he
twisting
just
On
it.
this
conceded to
on
my
this point,
And now you're twisting.
yeah, because he just conceded to my point.
No, what? I just
Yes, he did. You
let
conceded
me
to my
explain.
point.
Let me explain. Let me
Umbra, can you verify that? Umbra, can you verify that?
dude, let me
Yeah, you
let
conceded
me
to his
talk.
point, Kiyo. Stop being an
No,
idiot.
Yeah.
I feel like Umbra's just saying shit, but
let me
I'll get.
talk.
Okay, what do you? Okay, what are you saying, Kyo?
Okay, so he assumed that they were 2D, and that meant that they were not as real as us. I debunked that 2D isn't as real as us, and then now he's twisting.
No, that's not the case. You know,
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
not.
Explain why.
Definitely not.
that is I did establish that, we 2D beings are not as real as us. But
But why?
after a whole back and forth, he said that they are indeed qualitatively inferior to us and
Seriously,
not
brother.
as real as us. You can even check the rec, and Umbra already verified it.
Hold on. Let me press. Yeah, precisely. They're qualitatively inferior as us, but
Oh my god.
with still
No,
their dimensions,
here's the
they
thing.
can
Okay,
have
stop,
any
stop, stop,
Kill,
stop,
kill,
stop. The
kill.
debate's actually unironically over. The
Okay,
debate
you're
is
not judging. You're
unironically
not
over.
judging, Umbra. You're not judging.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah,
the issue.
yeah, but
Here's
you're
the
not
issue.
judging.
He already conceded. He
yeah.
already conceded
Okay,
unironically.
so
And so, yeah.
he didn't because he didn't describe it as a dimensional difference. You have to agree on that.
Well, no,
Me?
no, no. Hold up. The whole point was whether or not they were as real as us, 2D beings. And he said, word for word, 2D beings are qualitatively inferior to us and not as real.
Well, they're like qualitatively inferior
So,
as us,
so,
but still their
so
dimensions. They can
he,
have like any.
so he conceded
Okay,
But
exactly.
okay. And
who's
he definitely already lost on the point of what 0D is earlier.
he's forgetting the 2D part, man.
No, you
Whole
said
story.
that. You
You
100% said
said that because all of it
Okay,
2D,
I'm just gonna give judgment.
they weren't as real as us. He's forgetting like the 2D part.
Or should I?
I'm
Because
bro.
this is like
I heard judgment, and we have a rec. We can go over it.
Umbra's not judging, but
Oh, no, no, sorry. I meant to say Umbra. Umbra heard
You
it.
agreed to McLovin
Umbra
being a
verified.
judge.
look,
I should say.
look. This point goes to Drakkon because Kiyo basically agreed to what he was saying.
What?
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
also, you were like
Appeal to
kind of at the start. You were
appeal to
like
Umbra.
struggling to track.
Yeah.
Okay, next point, please.
So okay, since since as we've established, these fictional characters are 2D. Neither of them win. Therefore, Drakkon does not lose to SCP-628.
Oh, hold on, repeat yourself, bro.
I said essentially, Drakkon does not lose to SCP-628 since both of them are 2D. They would be equal.
Drakkon does not move to what? SCP-6.
I said yes. I said Drakkon does not lose to SCP-682. Since they were both equal, they were both 2D. They were both, yeah.
That's literally what I was talking about, man.
Yes, they were both equal. They were both fictional characters. They were both 2D. They were both equal. So my point is, Drakkon does
No,
not.
they aren't.
Yes, they are.
I explained that they're specifically qualitatively inferior, right?
You okay? Hold on. You're going back to the original point. To the point
No,
before this, we already
I
established that
but
they are 2D. They are
what
2D fictional
never
characters.
said that. You're
So,
just twisting my
so,
words.
so, Kiyo. So,
You're
since we
twisting
already
my words now,
established
Drakkon.
this, we already established this, we can say that they were both equal, and my character does not lose to yours, which was my entire premise.
What the? Like you were like literally weren't letting me talk. You were twisting my words.
Kiyo. The point is already over. Like, love and engage judgment. Let's continue. So,
I concede, bro.
you concede?
Oh, there we go.
Yes,
The
bitch ass
debate.
nigga.
Over.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll end the
That
record.
shit